Hi, and welcome to Real Talk with Sesta. Today, we're going to talk about the home inspection process. Don't go away. Hi, and welcome back to Real Talk with Sesta. So today we're going to talk about what you need to know about the home inspection process. Let's start out with just going over what the home inspection and how you get a home inspection period. So 90% of the houses here in Florida are sold what we call as is. So what that means is there's no warranty. You get a certain time period to do all your inspections, and after that time period's over, you will have decided if you're going to move forward with the transaction or if you are going to cancel the transaction or possibly renegotiate. But again, keep in mind an as-is contract doesn't mean that the seller is obligated to fix anything, but it also means that if you find something that you're not comfortable with, you're not obligated to continue with the purchase. So again, 90% of the houses that are sold here in Florida right now, with the exception of maybe a handful of resales and, of course, new construction, they're going to be sold as is. Typically, you're allowed anywhere from 7 to 14 days. Again, it's a negotiable item. So usually you get about 7 to 14 days maximum. And during that time, you get to do any kind of home inspection you would like as far as checking out that house from top to bottom. Well, some of you may be asking, why do I even need a home inspection if it's as is? Well, you want to know what you're getting and what you're buying and what you're paying for. And, you also want to know if there's any issues that you might have to address down the line. So we always recommend you get a home inspection, even on new construction, believe it or not. Usually with new construction, you're going to do a walkthrough with the builder or the contractor and do a punch list. We might as well have a home inspector assist you with that punch list because you may not know what to look for, and they do. So we always suggest that you do a home inspection. So who is responsible for the home inspection? Well, the buyer is responsible for the home inspection. And again, the costs are all up to you. There's several different ways to approach a home inspection. Most people use a general home inspector. And what I mean by that is a certified home inspector that's in the business to inspect homes. And he or she may not be an expert in any certain field. It's like they have an overall knowledge of home inspections and what to look for and what to point out. They may not be an expert in the roof or in electrical, but they have a well-rounded knowledge of all areas of the home inspection. So that's what most people do. They may find something that needs further review, and at that point, they'll let you know that you really should have a roofing professional or an AC professional take a further look. So a general home inspection, you're going to look to spend at least anywhere from $350 on up. Usually the average home here in Port St. Lucie, let's say, most of the time is between $350 to maybe $600, depending on what type of inspection you're going to ask for. And I'm going to talk about that here in a few minutes. So the types of home inspection. You have a general home inspection, which is from top to bottom. And again, most of the time that's conducted by a general home inspector that's going to check everything. There's also a termite and wood destroying organism inspection that's generally done by a pest control technician. Some home inspectors do that. I, for one, like to see a professional that specializes in that area. So it's all up to you again. But most inspectors are going to have someone outside of themselves that are going to do the termite and wood destroying organism inspection. Also, just a side note on termite inspection. Termites don't just affect homes that are built out of wood. First of all homes have some type of wood trusses, maybe wood beams on the inside. So just because it's a CBS home or a concrete built home doesn't mean you do not need a termite inspection. We always recommend that. So just keep that in mind. The next type of inspection is a 4-point inspection. And a 4-point inspection is mandatory on all homes that are 30 years and older. And sometimes, depending on the condition of the roof, you may need one at 10 years old. But definitely, if the house is older than 30 years old, you need a 4-point inspection. And a 4-point inspection, what that's doing is they're checking your HVAC system, your electrical system, your plumbing system, and your roof. So it checks those 4 items, and that's a separate form that's going to go to the insurance company when they go to provide you insurance quote. So again, very important to have that 4-point inspection. A lot of times, a home inspector is going to do the general home inspection and do a 4-point inspection for you for the insurance company. A lot of these insurance companies will not write a policy if you don't have at least a 4-point home inspection. There's also a wind mitigation inspection that's done to help you with credits for when you do get insurance as far as windstorm. So that's very, very important when you're doing a home inspection. So that's definitely suggested. Also, if you have a pool, you want a pool inspection, septic system, you want a septic inspection. So again, this is just my recommendation. You want a general home inspector to check generally everything. But if you're really concerned about a specific part of the house, let's say you see that the house has an older roof, 15, 20 years old, and you want a roofing professional to take a look at that as opposed to a home inspector, you definitely have the right to do so. So I suggest that you get with a roofer and schedule a roofing professional to go up there, especially with the roof that's made out of like tile or clay or slate. Those may look to the eye as it's in good condition, but I've had roofers go up on the roof and check them. A lot of them are loose. The cap tiles are loose, and you can't really tell that by just looking at it. So I suggest that if you're really concerned about the roof, not only do you have a general inspector, but you also get a roofing professional in there. Same thing goes with the air condition. So the general home inspector, again, is going to check the AC system, going to take a look at it overall, shine his or her light into the vents, and look at the evaporator coil, tell you if it's dirty or not, if the filter's been changed. But they're not going to check out the actual inner workings of the compressor. They're not going to put gauges on there. They're not going to do anything like that. The only thing they're going to do is check to make sure the air differential from the air going in to the air coming out is within a certain degrees. So they're going to tell you if it's working properly or not based on just the cooling. But that doesn't mean that you don't have an issue where there's a gas leak or a compressor issue. It may be working fine and cooling to a certain degree, but that doesn't mean that there's not an issue. So again, an AC can be a big ticket item. You're looking anywhere from $4,000 to $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 and more, especially if you have a home that may have 2 different units. So again, I suggest if that's an issue and that's something that you really want to address, that you talk to an AC professional and have them come along in the home inspection and do their thing. Again, you're going to have to pay them for a routine service, but I'm telling you, it's well worth it. Again, a house is probably the biggest purchase you're going to make in your lifetime, and trying to save $100 here or $100 there on an inspection to me is very foolish. So again, the roof, I would definitely get a roofing professional, especially if you feel like there may be some issue and it's an older roof. If there's an issue with the AC, same thing. And a termite inspector, same thing. I definitely suggest that you get an area professional, somebody that does that day in and day out, so they can check out the home and make sure that after that home inspection period, you feel comfortable. Because again, on an as is, once you close on that property, you can't go back to the seller later on and say, oh, I found this is not working, that's not working. We get calls like that all the time. Just had one today, as a matter of fact. Somebody didn't try a dishwasher until a week after they purchased, and now are saying it didn't work, but it did work during the home inspection. Also, get yourself a home warranty, especially if you've spent all this money and down payment money and your bank account is kind of thin and the house is an older home. You can get a home warranty for as little as $400 to $600 a year that will cover a lot of the major items in your home. So I definitely suggest you looking into one of those home warranty programs. We definitely have information on one that we recommend, but there's several of them out there. Do some research, but we definitely recommend that. I've seen people that have closed on properties 2-3 months down the line and have to replace an air condition or replace a washer. And nowadays, those appliances are very expensive. Okay, so you're asking yourself, okay, Andrew, we've done the home inspection and we have a laundry list of stuff, which you will see. I'm going to tell you right now that every home inspector, no matter how impeccable that homeowner has kept that home, is going to find issues. They may find issues with caulking, cracked tile, different cosmetic things. So don't be surprised if you get a home inspection report and you have 15, 20 items on there. That's going to happen. And what you're really looking for is major items. Let me digress a minute. One of the first inspections that you really should be doing is when you're putting in that offer on the house, go through that house and visually check everything. Open closets, look at the appliances, go a little bit deeper, because I'm telling you, especially in this market where you have to make a quick decisions, the properties are selling so quickly, you may have only been in that house 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes max when you were looking at it before you put an offer in. And then when you go back in there and do the home inspection, you didn't realize that there were so many issues. So I definitely suggest once you find the house that you're ready to put an offer in on, go back to the house with your realtor and check that house, walk through it. Now, I'm not saying you want to try all the appliances and do all that kind of stuff, but go around the whole house and take a good look inside and outside so that there's no surprises when you go to do your home inspection. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's get back to the home inspection. You've done all your home inspections. You've got all your reports from all your professionals. And now you say, Andrew, I'm not comfortable with the AC unit being 20 years old. The AC guy says it needs to be replaced. What do I do? Well, there's a couple of things you could do. Number one, you could cancel the contract, which you have the right to do so. Number two, you could try to renegotiate with the seller to see if he could pay either all or a portion of that either replacement or give you a credit. But again, keep in mind, the seller does not have to make the repair, but then again, you do not have to buy. So at that point, it becomes a negotiation back and forth. So my suggestion is to take a look at the report and not nitpick on all the little things that you see, cosmetic, honey-do list type things that you can go Home Depot and fix. But look for your items, your big ticket items, like roofing issues, electrical issues, AC issues, foundation issues. That's the kind of stuff that you want to address right off the bat, or consider about, canceling the contract and going to find something that's more suitable. Because you definitely don't want one of those money pits when you move in. Because once you sign and you turn over all your funds, an hour later you go back to that house. If there's an issue, it's as is. You can't go backwards. Does that make sense? So I didn't want to make this video to scare you in any kind of way, but I just want you to take the home inspection period very, very serious. I also suggest that you be present at the home inspection, if at all possible, so that the inspector can actually walk you through and show you the issues that they found and also recommendations. It's one thing to see it face to face, and it's another thing to see it on the report. So I definitely suggest you try to make it to your home inspection. Well, that's about all I have for today. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave it in the comments section. Please like and share this video with someone that you know that's buying a home that this information may be useful for. Please visit the other videos on my YouTube channel. Again, this is Andrew Sesta with the Kai's Company Sesta Sales Team and Real Talk with Sesta, and we'll see you on the next video.